folks. Welcome to Game 2. We had a delay because the visiting team got started really late. So this game's starting really late. So we have a few delays throughout. We'll definitely get to all the planned 12U games here at Fossil Park today. Again, this is Doc from the Tampa USSSA Sports Network. We're going to get underway here. So Rory is leading it off for the Hit Factory. He's coming in the box there. On the mound for OutKasts is Colton, and catching is Mason Pagan. So here we go, top of the first. OutKast is home, as you can see, much like they were last game. And here's the first pitch from Colton, called strike. So it's a 0-1 count here in the top of the first, just getting underway between the Hit Factory Makos and OutKast. Jackson is on deck. He'll be followed by Aiden, and then Aaron, Clint, Logan. After this pitch here, ball high, so 1-1. Logan will be followed by Charlie, Chavi, Weston, Carson, and Wyatt. Pitching for Hit Factory is going to be Weston, and catching is Chavi. And here's the 1-1 pitch from Colton, swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the first inning again. This is actually the scheduled 10:30 game between the Hit Factory Makos and OutKast. Called strike 3, and that is 1 out. So 1 down. Jackson stepping in with Aiden coming out on deck. There's a line shot out to left field, and that's going to get down for a single. And Jackson's on with the first hit of the game. So Aiden will be stepping in. Looks like Aaron coming out on deck. And here comes the first pitch. 1 out, 1 on. And called strike on the outside corner. It's an 0-1 count to Aiden. Jackson's down at first base after the line shot single into left field to start this one off. There's a pop fly in center field. Oh, off the wall in center field. What a drive. That was nearly out of here. And a long single for Aiden. So runners now first and second. Wow, that was a shot. Aaron steps in. We got Clint on deck. So runners on first and second, top of the first, 1 out, no score. Hit Factory's got something going here. Ball high to Aaron. Clint's on deck. Logan will be on deck next. Just getting this one underway. And here's the pitch from Colton. Call a ball low, and it's 2-0 now. 2 balls, no strikes to Aaron. Runners on first and second after 2 straight singles following the strikeout by Rory. I think that was a ball. I'm not sure. I think dust got in the Blues' eyes, so not 100%. I think it's ball 3. We'll see here. If I'm right, it'd be 3-0. Here's the pitch. Called strike. And I think it's a 3-1 count. We'll just go with that for now. And if I need to, it is confirmed. 3-1. And here is the 3-1 from Colton. Ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. So bases loaded for Clint. Logan's coming out on deck. We got Jackson at third, Aiden at second, Aaron at first. And here's, OutKasts. Oh, goes to third. Misplayed by the third baseman, which I think is McCabe. But he got to it, and no harm done. So no pitch yet to Clint. And the pitch. Foul ball. So no balls, one strike. And, no. And here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. No balls, two strikes, one out, bases loaded. Hit factory threatening here in the first. Started off with a strikeout, then a line shot single in the left field, and then a blast off the center field for a single, and then a walk. And there's a foul ball, and then we'll do 0-2 again. And the pitch. There's a line shot into left field. That's going to get down for a single. That's going to score one. And everybody will hold where they are. So an RBI single for Clint. That allows Jackson to score. And bases remain loaded with one out. That'll bring Logan to the plate. And it looks like Charlie on deck. Colton is throwing a lot of strikes. I mean, he's thrown a couple balls. Most of his pitches have been strikes, and hit factor's jumped all over it. So here's the pitch. Ball a little up. I said he didn't go on the pitch, so it's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes to Logan. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1 run across this inning. 3 hits for the Makos thus far and 1 walk. And here's the 1-0 pitch from Colton. Pop foul out of play behind us. And it's going to be a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Logan. And here comes the 1-1 from Colton. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases loaded. 1 across so far for the hit factory Makos here in the top of the first. There's a line shot in right center field. That's going to get down for a hit. That's going to score 1. And everybody holds where they are. So RBI single for Logan. Scores Aiden. Moves Aaron to third, Clint to second, and Logan to first base. So Charlie's stepping in. And it looks like we got Chavi on deck. And here's the first pitch from Colton to Charlie. Called low, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes. 1 out. Base is still loaded. 2 runs across so far. And ball 2 by Colton. Makos have rattled off 4 hits, 1 walk, and registered a look. I watched strike 3. which has made this one a 2-0 game so far. This is called strike, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Charlie. Colton comes set and delivers. Ball 3. So 3-1. And here's the 3-1 from Colton. Ball 4, and that brings in another run. So counts as an RBI for Charlie. And that moves Clint to third, Logan to second, and obviously Charlie on first. So Chavi steps in, and here's the pitch. Called strike. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded, 3 runs across for the hit factory on 2 walks and 4 hits. Unfortunately, Colton walked in a run just a second ago. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Now he's ahead of the batter, 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Chavi. On deck is Weston. Chavi is the catcher for the hit factory today, and Weston, who's on deck, is the pitcher. And here's the pitch. Pop foul out of play, and we'll do 0-2 again. There's ball 1, a little up. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Chavi. Top of the first inning, 1 out. Hit factory already up by 3. Base is still loaded. And the pitch. The pop fly in foul territory. Third baseman's under it. Can't get to it. And we'll do 1 ball, 2 strikes again. We got Clint down at third, Logan at second, Charlie at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chavi. And here comes the 1-2 from Colton. It's a pop fly in shallow center field. That's going to drop for a single, and everybody is safe. So another run crosses. RBI for Chavi, sorry, my folks, sorry. That moves Logan to third, Charlie to second, Chavi on first. There's a pinch runner, which will be Rory, will be pinch running for Chavi. Chavi, whenever your pitcher and catcher can have pinch runners running for them, and it's usually the last batted out for your team that will go out and replace the catcher. And so Weston steps in. It's a ground ball to third. Third baseman gets it, steps on third, throws over to first, and with the fielder's choice, another run scores. And that brings in Carson. So Logan scores. That moves. So Charlie is the second out at third base. And Chavi moves to second. There's a pop fly in the left center field. That's going to get down. Oh, it's off the fence. Another shot off the fence. Chavi's trying to get to third. He's in. And Weston will end up with a single, a long single, that, mind you. Oh, I'm sorry, Carson. My bad, Carson. Let's see. All right, so Weston's on third. Carson's on second. Chavi scores. Yeah. And runners on second and third. This is the pitch called strike. Since it's an 0-1 count, no balls, 1 strike. And here is the pitch. Pop foul. And it's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. And like I said, Colton's only got behind on 2 batters, but every other batter he's been ahead. They're just putting the bat on the ball. 2 shots off the fence, one straight center field, the other one left center. A few more feet and they would have been home runs. There's a ball inside. Here comes the runner. And he is safe. So Weston steals home on the wild pitch. And that moves Carson over to third. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wyatt. So 7 runs in so far for the Makos. And the pitch. Ball just a little low and outside. That makes it 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wyatt. He's the 11th batter this inning for the Makos. The Hit Factory Makos, that is. And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. So that's 3 outs. So the Hit Factory Makos pick up. They get 5 hits. They leave 1 on base and put 7 runs across. And no errors committed. And at the end of half an inning, it's Makos 7. Hit Factory Makos 7. OutKasts coming to bat. All right, so coming up for the OutKasts in the bottom of the first inning is going to be Josh. He'll be followed by McCabe. He'll be followed by Mason. And then Colby, Tripp, Colton, Dre, Mason Hayes, JJ, Andres, and Connor. All right, folks, we're going to take we're not going to take a break. We're going to wait, and we'll stick out here. The warm-ups here should finish here in just momentarily. I appreciate you joining us here on the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network for this game between the Hit Factory Makos and the OutKast. Hit Factory put a lot of points on the board in a lot of runs, I should say, on the board in the top of the first, putting 7 across. So we got Weston on the mound, Chavi behind the plate. Josh is stepping up to the batter's box. And here we go. Weston looks in, gets a sign. Josh readies the first pitch in the bottom of the first. There's a line shot out to, it's over the right fielder's head. Josh is heading for second base, and he will be safe. The shortstop just didn't get the tag down in time, and he is safe. So it looks like we only have 1 umpire at the moment on the field. I didn't see that before. So we'll give a leadoff double to Josh, and OutKast has something going here. McCabe steps in. You got Mason Pagan on deck. And here is the first pitch. Ground ball foul. And it's a 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Ball off the plate. And it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to McCabe. OutKast 1 runner on here in the bottom of the first inning. Leadoff double by Josh, who's standing down at second base, as you can see. And now it's a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McCabe. I appreciate so we invite you all, I'm tongue twisted again. Thank you all for joining the broadcast. Our first multicast on Facebook and YouTube. Ooh, swing and a miss. Strike three is a nice curveball. And that's one out. So Mason Pagan steps in. So we're both on YouTube and Facebook at Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. I'm Doc, your broadcaster and commentator for this game between the Hit Factory Makos and OutKasts. Hit Factory put up 7 in the top of the first inning, and OutKasts led off with a double and have a strikeout. And now Mason Pagan is in the batter's box. There's a ball. And a little errant throw there, but everything's fine. So it's 1 ball, no strikes. Today's ball game here at Fossil Park in St. Pete, Florida. And the pitch, ball low, gets away from Chavi, and that allows Josh to go to third base on the pass ball. So 2 balls, no strikes. All right. Chavi getting some input from the coach. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Tampa Bay USSSA. They called a balk, and that is a run for the OutKasts. They put up 1 run here in the top of the first, 1 out. Now nobody on. A 2-0 count to Mason Pagan. Let's see here. Anyway, Tampa USSSA, Tampa USSSA Sports Network, and visit stpeteclearwater.com. We're in Fossil Park in St. Pete, Florida, on field number 4. That's ball 3 to Mason Pagan. 3 balls, no strikes. Again, an errant throw from Chavi. Nice back up there by the shortstop. That looks like Charlie is out at short. If my numbers serve me well, and they do. You also have, there's a line shot into left field, and Mason's on with a single. So a 3-0 single, and OutKasts still have something going here, and here Colby steps in. Last game, Mason walked and struck out, so he leads off today with a single, and Colby flew out to the pitcher and grounded out to third. So let's see what he can do here in this game. And the pitch, there's a pop foul out of play, and it's a 0-1 count to Colby. Let's see. So Clint is at second, playing second base. Aaron's playing first. And I think either Jackson or Rory is playing third. So looks like Jackson is playing third base. So you got Jackson, Charlie, Clint, and Aaron on the infield. Weston pitching, Chavi catching. And the pitch. Ball outside, and the runner's in safely. And let's see, so it's a 1-1 count now to Colby. Mason still second. Actually, maybe a pinch runner in there. It's probably McCabe that's running for Mason, who's the catcher. Mason Pagan is the catcher. Here's the pitch. Line shot into left field, off the third baseman's glove. That's going to move. It is indeed McCabe over to third base. And Colby keep things going here with a single. So runners on first and third, 1 out, bottom of the first. It's a 7-1 ball game. Tripp steps in, and Colton will be on deck. So some excitement happening here for the OutKasts here in the bottom of the first inning. And here's the pitch. It's a ground ball to third. A little trouble fielding across the diamond. gets trip, and that scores a run. So 2 down, but that also moves Colby to second base. So 2 down, runner on second, 2 runs in so far in this one. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike to Colton. You got Dre on deck. Hit Factory leads at 7-2. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt, gets past the catcher. And no throw, allowing Colby to go safely to third on the wild pitch. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Colton. 2 outs, 2 runners across in the bottom of the first, and Colby stands down at second base. And the pitch. Ball a little bit up, and it makes it a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And here's the 2-1. There's a ground ball to third. Third baseman fields it cleanly, across the diamond, and that is 3 outs. All right, so OutKasts pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors committed. And 1 left on base. And at the end of 1, it's 7-2 Hit Factory. So Hit Factory batted around that first inning. They, again, oddly enough, they started out with a strikeout. They ended with a strikeout, the first and last batters. They will be leading on. So Rory will be leading things off again here in the top of the second inning. Again, he'll be followed by Jackson and Aiden. So Jackson last time singled and scored. Aiden singled and scored. There's a couple walks in there. So in that first inning, Colton registered 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and gave up 7 runs and 5 hits. Or, I'm sorry, 6 hits. My bad. 6 hits. All right, so here we go. About to get underway here. Again, leading off is Rory. I'll be followed by Jackson. Thanks for joining us here again in beautiful St. Pete, Florida at Fossil Park, field number 4. This is Doc, bringing you all the broadcast today. And we'll be here through the completion of the 2:30 game. All right, Colton gets a sign. He sets and he delivers. Ball in the dirt. And it's a 1-0 count to Rory. So Rory's 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking his first time up. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt, and it's ball 2. So 2-0 count now. To Rory. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and it's a 2-1 count now. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Rory here in the top of the second inning. That's strike 2, so 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. comes the 2-2 from Colton. Bases loaded. Full count. Sorry about that. Full counts to the leadoff here in the top of the second. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 1 away. So Jackson steps in. Jackson singled his first time up into left field. On deck is going to be Aiden, who blasted a single off the center field wall. Just under the top bar. And here's the pitch. It's a line shot into center field, just beyond the second baseman's glove. And Jackson is on with his second single for today. So Aiden will step in. Aaron will be on deck. All right, so here we go. Again, top of the second inning. And the pitch. Called strike right down the middle of the plate. And it's a 0-1 count on Aiden. Throw over, and the runner's back. Looks like a ball in the dirt, so I think it's 1-1. Runner's safe at second. There's a ground ball to short, throw over to first. Nice dig by the first baseman to get the out, and that is 1 away. Holding Jackson at second base. So 2 down here in the second. All right, so Aaron steps in. And here's the first pitch. Ball outside. So top of the second inning, 2 outs. Jackson stands down at second base after his second single today. And the pitch. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Last time up, Aaron walked. On deck is Clint, who I believe was the one that put it on the left field, off the left field wall. And here's the 2-0 pitch from Colton. Ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, 1 on. Top of the second. It's a 7-2 lead by the Hit Factory. Called strike, and it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. Foul tip into the glove, and that's strike 2. So now it's a full count. Colton's worked it back to a full count after being behind 3-0. So JJ is playing first base. I believe it's McCabe at third. Foul ball, and then we'll do 3-2 again. I think that's Josh at short. And I'm not sure who is at second at the moment. So I'll try to get a beat on that. All right, here we go. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, and what a comeback by Colton to come all the way back from 3 down, 3-0 count to take that one. So he chalks up 2 more strikeouts and gave up just 1 hit. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And at the end of 1.5, it's Hit Factory 7, OutKasts 2. Coming up here in the bottom part of the second inning, it's going to be Dre, followed by Mason Hayes, and then JJ. Last game, Dre was 0 for 2. He struck out and flew out to shortstop. Mason Hayes reached on error and struck out looking. So he was 0 for 2. And then JJ struck out looking. So it is time to turn the tide. Let's see what they do here in the inning. So it looks like we got a new catcher coming in. Still got Weston on the mound. Looks like the infield has not changed either. Or actually it has. Number 28 is Aiden. Aiden's now playing first base. All right, so catching now looks like 23, which is Jackson. And is now catching for the Hit Factory. Like I said, Weston is still on the mound. And Jackson throws down. Nice throw by Jackson, right on the spot. And here we go to get this second inning underway. Bottom of the second inning underway. So Dre will be stepping in here for the first time in this one. First time up, OutKast put 6 batters at the plate, scoring 2. And here is Dre. And the pitch by Weston, foul ball. And it's no 1 count, so no balls, 1 strike. So no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Dre. So timeout here. Batter's getting reset. Ball in the dirt, and that's a 1-2 count to Dre. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here is the 1-2 pitch. Ball just outside, and that's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the second inning. OutKast trail 7-2. Their defense and the pitching really settled down for the OutKast in the top half of the inning. And here's the pitch by Weston. Ball 3 outside. And it's a 3-2 count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. And here comes the payoff pitch from Weston. There's a ground ball to short. Fielded by the shortstop across the diamond. Overthrows the first baseman. And Dre will hold right there. So it'll be an E6. And Dre is on. So Mason Hayes steps in, and JJ goes on deck. And here's the pitch. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. And Dre will steal second base. So no balls, 1 strike to Mason. Dre is on second base. Nobody out. Bottom of the second. It's a 7-2 ball game. Hit factoring lead. There's a fly ball in the center field. Center fielder's underneath it, makes the catch, and that's one away. So one out. Dre remains at second. JJ steps in. Andres is on deck. And here's the first pitch to JJ. Ball low. Dre doesn't really seem to be threatening to go to third. He's kind of in a more of a relaxed position. Out there. There's a line. Oh, there's a fly ball out in left field. That's going all the way to the fence. That's going to score Dre. It's going to be a 7-3 ball game. And JJ is on with a single. And his first RBI of today. So one run in, one out, one runner on. Here in the bottom of the second. Coach calls time. Got to talk to his pitcher. Let's see. It doesn't look like he's making a change. I think he's just trying to settle his pitcher down. That's a nice line shot down the line by JJ, which made it very difficult for the left fielder to even come close to getting there. All right. So here we go. JJ is at first. Andres is waiting on his first pitch, and there it comes. Ball low. So one ball, no strikes. One out, one on. One run across. It's a 7-3 ball game. The OutKasts is chipping away at that lead, little by little. And the pitch. Ball, and JJ holds. So 2-2. Or I'm sorry, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Connor's on deck. And here's the 2-0. Fly ball. This one is out to left field. Center fielder comes across and snags it in the left center. And that's 2 outs. And JJ holds it first. So 2 down. Connor steps in. And on deck will be Josh. So 2 down, 1 on, 1 run in. Off of 1 hit. Called strike. So no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Ball inside, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. It's a ground ball, foul, and it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. That's JJ down at first base. Oh, shoot. It's a ball in the dirt, and it's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Up, and it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. JJ will be moving on this one. No doubt. Swing and a miss, and that is the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit. No error, or one error, sorry, one error, and one left on. And at the end of 2, it is Hit Factory 7, OutKasts 3. We're going to take a step away for a moment. This is the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. All right, so we're back in the action here. And here's Clint in the batter's box. He takes a ball inside, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Clint. Here in the top of the 3rd inning, it's going to be Clint, Logan, and Charlie. So Clint single scored and got an RBIs last time up. He grounds to 3rd over across the diamond. JJ snags it, and it's 1 away. So 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. Logan's stepping in the batter's box now. Charlie's on deck. So Chavi, I was told the pronunciation is Chavi. I've heard a couple different pronunciations, Javi and Chavi, but there's a called strike on Logan, so it's no 1 count. So I'm going to stick with Chavi because that's what I was told. But if it's wrong, I do apologize. And it's a pitch from Logan, ball high. Or a pitch to Logan's, ball high. It's a 1-1. So Colton's still on the mound. You got Mason Pagan still behind the plate. And the pitch. Ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Top of the 3rd. Nobody on. They lead it. Hit Factory leads at 7-3. There's a line shot into left field. That's going to drop in for a hit. And Charlie is on with his, Logan's on with the 2nd single of the day. So you got Charlie stepping in, who walked his last time up. He did get an RBI on that. And Chavi will be on deck. And the pitch by Colton. That's ball low. And runner is safe at first base. All right, so here we go. Colton comes set and delivers to Charlie. There's a bunt out in front of the plate. Foul ball. It didn't make it to the front of the plate. It died just behind. All right, so we got 2 balls, 1 strike to Charlie. We got Logan down to first base off a single, and there he goes to second, and he will be in there as the throw goes into center field. But it was a stolen base. And all right, right, so here comes the pitch to Charlie. Nope. Colton checks the runner. He's back. There is one out, one on, thanks to the single by Logan. Clint was up. He grounded out to third. He was the first out of the inning. Called strike 3. And that's 2 outs. So 2 down. Chavi steps in. Runner on second base. It's very much mirrored like last inning where first batter first out, second batter hit, and is on second base. And the next one strikes out or gets out again, and then we'll see what happens with Chavi. And here's the pitch. Ball just a little low. So 1 ball, no strikes.
Another base hit. Just like last time, bring him in. Back in the back.
And here's the 1-0. It's off the end of the bat, back to the pitcher. Colton snags it, throws over to JJ, and that's the inning. So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. And at the end of 2.5, it's still 7-3. So for the OutKast coming up, we'll go back to the top of the order. Back to Josh, who led off with a double his first time up. See what he can do here. And he'll be followed by McCabe, who struck out his first time up, and then followed by Mason Pagan, who singled his first time up. So behind the plate, we still have Jackson. And Weston is still on the mound for the Hit Factory. It's like I was saying, very slowly, OutKast is chipping away at that lead. Oh, wait a minute. No, Jackson's no longer going to be the catcher. Let's see. Let's see here. Aaron's back at first base. Aiden's at third. And Charlie's at short. And Wyatt is at second. Looks like Chavi is going to be the catcher again. And here we go. Maybe they're taking turns today on account of the heat or something, which could be very well the case. Well, it's nice out. It's 78 degrees here. Beautiful St. Petersburg. Again, thanks for joining us here on the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network broadcast of the Clearwater Fall Championship, featuring this game, the Hit Factory Makos versus the OutKast. It's brought to you by Visit stpclearwater.com, Tampa Bay USSSA, and Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. And here's the first pitch to Josh. Ground ball foul. It was a hard ground ball down the first base line, and it is foul. So strike 1 to Josh. So no balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of third inning. OutKast trails by 4, 7-3. And here's the pitcher steps back. Now he comes back set again. And here is the pitch. Ground ball, foul. And it's an 0-2 count, so no balls, 2 strikes on the batter. And the pitch. Ball low, and it's a 1-2 count now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Josh. Top of the third inning. And the pitch. Ground ball to first base. Nice snag by Aaron. That was a curveball come in. Josh waited on it. Hard ground ball to first base. Aaron snags it, and that's 1 down. So 1 out. McCabe steps in. He struck out his first time up. And Mason Pagan is on deck, who singled and scored his first time up. Let's see if OutKasts can get something going here in the bottom of the third. That's ground ball off the end of the bat to second base. And that is 2 outs. So 2 up, 2 down on about 6 pitches. Mason Pagan steps in. On deck will be Colby. Colby singled his first time up. And here's the first pitch to Mason. Ball just outside, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of 3. 7-3 ball game. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. On Mason. And the 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. So Weston, interestingly enough, has not given up a walk yet in this game. We'll see what happens here on the 3-0 pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Fields it cleanly, across the diamond, and that is 3 down. So 3 up, 3 down for the OutKast. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of 3, it's Hit Factory 7, OutKast 3. Coming up here in the top of the 4th inning, we got Weston, Carson, and Wyatt. And Colton is, I think it's Colton, still on the mound. It is. I think we're going to be a minute before we see the catcher, as Mason, the catcher, made the last out for the OutKast. So, first time up, Weston hit into a fielder's choice and scored a run. Carson singled and got an RBI. And then Wyatt struck out. So that's your first 3 batters here in the top of the 4th. Hit Factory are hanging on to a 7-3 lead in this one. Here comes Mason now out to the mound, or to the catcher's box. And let's see if we can get a couple pitches here. I would imagine a couple pitches and then throw down so we can get the inning underway. All right, so here we go. So 3 pitches there. I think most of that was just the delay. No one was warming up the pitcher, but that is okay. And here we go. We'll get this one underway. Weston steps in. All right, here we go. And here's the first pitch from Colton. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Nobody on top of 4. Hit Factory lead it by 4, 7-3. Swing and a miss, strike 1, or strike 2 rather, sorry. And it's a 0-2 count very quickly to Weston. So Colton has been pretty consistent throughout the game of, for the most part, being ahead of the batter. He's had a couple they struggled with. There's a ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly by Josh over to JJ, and that's 1 away. So the defense and pitching has really tightened up here for the OutKast. as opposed to that first inning where they gave up 6 hits and 7 runs to the hit factory, which put them in the deficit that they're in. So Carson steps in. His ball just a little bit high and inside. Just a bit up there, not much. And it's one ball, no strikes. So the second umpire is back. And Eddie will get himself some help here. There's strike one. It's a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carson. And the pitch. Ball outside. So 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. It's a ground ball foul, and it's a 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. Hit Factory lead at 7-3, in case you're just joining us. We're here in Fossil Park in St. Pete, Florida, at the Clearwater Fall Championships, brought to you by visit stpeteclearwater.com and Tampa Bay USSSA. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is 2 outs. So Colton has registered his 6th strikeout. Let's see. The ball in the dirt, and it's a 1-0 count to Wyatt. So 1 ball, no strikes. Rory's on deck. Rory struck out looking and struck out swinging his first 2 times up. Swing and a miss by Wyatt. And Wyatt also struck out his first time up. And so it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm not sure what that was, but we'll go with a ball. I'm not sure what that call was. And the pitch, ball in the dirt, so it could be 3-1 now. Let's see what he says. Yep, 3-1. All right, so 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the 3-1 from Colton. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and goes to a full count. So except for a couple hits over the past 3 innings, the bats have been pretty quiet by Hit Factory. There's ball 4, and that is only the 3rd walk issued by Colton. So Rory steps in. 1 runner on, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Ball just a little low and outside, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Rory. He'll be followed by Jackson, who singled both times at bat. That was a balk, but in my opinion. But sorry, folks. I thought he called a balk there. One of the co-hosts in the booth here with me thought it was a balk. All right, so Wyatt stole second base. There's a ground ball to third. Missed right under the glove by McCabe. That's going to score another run for the Hit Factory. Throw comes into home. Gets away from the catcher. That's going to move Wyatt all the way, Rory all the way to third base. So we unfortunately have to call that an error on the third baseman. but it does score another run for the Hit Factory, and an RBI goes to Rory. So Jackson steps in. He's 2 for 2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. And here's the 0-1. Ball inside. 1-1. Got Rory down at third base after the error on the third baseman. And the pitch. Ball 2. So 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. One on, 2 outs, top of the 4th, and 1 run across, making it an 8-3 ball game. Called strike on the inside corner. It's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jackson. Jackson is 2 for 2. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to second base. Second baseman fields it, throws over, and that is 3 outs. So, Makos put 1 across, gathering 1 hit, 1 error, and they left 1 on base. So at the end of 3.5, it's Hit Factory 8, OutKasts 3. It looks like Wyatt's, sorry, my apologies. Weston's still on the mound, and Chavi is behind the plate. Folks, I want to thank you for joining us on our multicast here, where we're both casting on Facebook, Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network, as well as YouTube, Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. So we appreciate all your support. After this, after the tournament is over, highlight reels will be provided for each game. So be sure to check those out as well. Plus, you can rewatch these broadcasts both on Facebook and YouTube after they are, as soon as they're finished. So you don't have to wait till after the tournament. They will be available almost immediately following the broadcast. All right, so Colby's going to step in, and on deck will be Tripp. Colby singled his first time up, and Tripp reached on a fielder's choice. And here's the first pitch to Colby. Ball in the dirt, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. There's a line shot out in the left field. That's going to get down. And Colby ends up with a double. Ends up with a double. Wow. It was a delayed double, but nonetheless a double. All right, so Colby leads off with a double. And you got Tripp as well. And as part of those highlight reels will be a player of the game for each team. As well. And the pitch. There's a line shot foul down the first base line. And it's a 0-1 count to Tripp. So Weston, although I've only registered 2 strikeouts pitching, he's still been very effective. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Chavi to keep that one in front of him. I don't know if seems to be injured. Not sure what happened. Ball hit the dirt and then bounced into Chavi. And I think it hit him just on the breastbone, just above the chest protector, so it kind of got him there. And that makes it a 1-1 count now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tripp. 1 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Makos lead at 8-3 after putting 1 run across in the top of the 4th. And the pitch. Ball up. Nice stop by Chavi. And it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Tripp. And the pitch. Ground ball back to the pitcher, up the middle. Second baseman gets it, and not in time to first. That gets past the first baseman. That's going to score a run, allowing Tripp to go into second base. So Tripp's on with an infield single. Second base on the error. Scores Colby and ends up with an RBI. So far, 2 batters, 2 hits. Colton will be stepping in. Looks like going to be a pitching change. Looks like Jackson's coming in to pitch for the Hit Factory. So we will, let's see, 8 hits. All right, so Weston struck out 2, gave up 6 hits, walked nobody. Now we got Jackson. And we'll see how Jackson does here. All right. All right, this is the scheduled 10:30 game. The 12:30 game between the Palm Harbor Pirates and the Southampton Knights will be coming up. Don't know if I will be able to get the lineups prior to the game starting. I will do my best. If not, we will capture them as we go. All right, so I think warm-ups are just about done here. And to get the bottom of the 4th back underway here as we continue with Aiden stepping in. So Aiden, he singled and scored his first time up and ground out to short his second time up. Aaron is on deck. Oh, sorry, guys. Looking at the wrong side. My apologies. Colton is up. And Dre is on deck. Swing and a miss by Colton. And strike 1. So Colton grounded out to third his last time up. And Dre reached on the error and scored. We do have a runner on second and 1 across so far this inning. It's Tripp down there on second base. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2 on Colton. I was looking at the pitching stats on the other side, so that's why I got caught off guard there. So my apologies for the errant names this inning. So here's the 0-2 to Colton. He pops it straight up, and the pitcher's under it and makes the catch. And that is one away. So one out. Dre steps in. Mason Hayes is on deck. Tripp still remains down at second base. And here comes the first pitch from Jackson to Dre. It's a ball low. Gets behind Chavi. Runner holds at second. So 1 ball, no strikes to Dre. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in. It's an 8-4 ball game. And the pitch, swing and a miss. So 1-1 to Dre. And the pitch. Ball inside, and it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in. Bottom of 4. It's an 8-4 ball game with the Hit Factory in control so far. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dre. And the pitch. Ball 3, and it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. 8-4 ball game. And here's the payoff pitch. Nope, he goes to second base. Runner's back. Holds. So Tripp holds at second. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt, and that is a walk. So runners on first and second, 1 out. That brings up Mason Hayes, who flew out to the center fielder. And on deck will be JJ, who singled and got an RBI his last time up as he blasted one into left field down the line. So Mason steps in, Jackson gets the sign, sets, and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And we got the U.S. Coast Guard doing a flyby for us with their rescue helicopter. I don't know if you can see it or not on the video, but it is about to go overhead. As I'm sure you can hear it. There's a ball inside, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a nice flyover by the Coast Guard. Right on time. There's the pitch. And it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mason. JJ waits on deck. There's 1 out, 2 runners on. So the OutKasts are threatening here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They've already put 1 across. And that's ball 2. So 2-2. And here is the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. So full count. Jackson only has 1 open base to put Mason in this case, and that'll bring in JJ. Dre gets a huge lead down at first base. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that is 2 outs. So 2 down. JJ steps in with runners at first and second. That'll put Andres on deck. Andres flew out to really left center. Left, but the center fielder came over and made the catch. Dre gets a massive lead at first base. And there's a foul ball into the umpire, and that is a 0-1 count to JJ. And JJ was all over that one. And the pitch. Ball up. So it's a 1-1 count. So I would imagine, well, I'm not sure where we are on time right now, but we are behind. So here's the pitch, ball in the dirt, and it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And here's the 2-1 pitch from Jackson. Swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 1 run across. And here's the 2-2. Full count. So in 3 of the 4 batters that Jackson has pitched to this inning, they've ended up with a full count. One of them he struck out, the other one he walked. So let's see what happens here. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is the 4th. All right, so the Outcasts get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. And at the end of 4 innings, it's Hit Factory 8, Outcasts 4. The Outcasts have left 4 runners on, which would be tying runs if they hadn't left them on. And Hit Factory has left 1 each inning, so 4. So each of them have left 4 runners throughout this game. Dre is now pitching. So let me make that change here. Mason is still behind the plate. So Colton registered, let's see, let's make sure the count's right. 6 strikeouts, gave up 3 walks, and gave up 9 hits. All right, so coming up for the Hit Factory in the top of the inning, top of the 5th, that is. We got Aiden, who singled and grounded out to short. You got Aaron, who walked and struck out. And then you got Clint, who singled and grounded out to 3rd. So it's a chilly 80 degrees here in beautiful St. Pete, Florida. Thanks for joining us again here at the broadcast of Hit Factory versus Outcast, the Clearwater Fall Championship here at Fossil Park in St. Pete. Brought to you by Tampa Bay USSSA. Visit stpclearwater.com and Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. All right, so here we go. Aiden steps in. He takes ball 1. And the top of the 5th is underway. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out, nobody on, top of 5. Hit Factory leads it. There's a foul ball down the right field line, and it's a 2-1 count. Hit Factory leads it 8-4 over the OutKasts. And here comes the 2-1 delivery from Dre. Called strike, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aiden. And called strike 3, and that's 1 out. All right, Aaron steps in. Again, he's walked and struck out. And Clint is on deck. All right, so Aaron steps in the box. Dre's looking. He gets his signal or sign and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike to Aaron. And the pitch. It's a ground ball foul. And it's going to be 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on, top of 5. And the pitch. Ball outside. And it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here comes the 1-2 pitch, ball 2, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Called strike 3, and that's 2 outs. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Dre. Both of them caught looking. And Clint steps in. Dre starts his windup and delivers. Pop fly, second base, underneath it, and that is 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, and at the end of 4.5, it's Makos 8, OutKasts 4. So let's see, Jackson's still on the mound. I don't know where we are on time. Jackson is still on the mound. And I'm going to assume, but we'll see, that Chavi is still behind the plate. All right. It's just about to get this one underway. So coming up for the Hit Factory in the... I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm behind. Coming up for the OutKasts in the bottom of the inning is going to be Andres, Connor, and Josh. So last time up, Andres flew out to center field, or actually left center field. Connor struck out. And then we're back to the top of the order with Josh, who has doubled and grounded out to first. So we're about to get this one underway. Nice throw by Chavi. Right on target. So Weston is at second. Clint at third. Charlie at short. And Aaron at first. For the Hit Factory Makos. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. Knocked down by Chavi. And it's a 1-0 count to Andres. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Andres. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. After that first inning for the Makos, it's been pretty quiet. A couple runs here and there, but OutKasts have been trying to chip away. It's a foul ball. And we'll do 1 and 2 again. Connor's on deck. So let's see if the bottom of the order can get something going here in the bottom of the 5th. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be it. I could be wrong. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 1 away. So Connor steps in. Josh comes out on deck. And the pitch. Ball low. So 1-0 count to Connor. So here's quite a few. So the upcoming next is the next game on the schedule here for us is the Palm Harbor Pirates versus the Southampton Knights. And it's another ball. So 2-0 count to Connor. So we'll be bringing you that game live as well. So if you like what you're hearing, stick around. Make sure you subscribe and like the videos. There's the ball high. It's 3-0. Hit the bell and you'll be notified anytime we go live. Of course, on Facebook, follow us there. And there's a lot of we do a lot of social media clips. There's ball 4 and a walk issued by Jackson. So Jackson has registered 3 strikeouts and walked 2, and he is yet to give up a hit. We are simulcast or multicast across platforms, both Facebook and there's ball 1 on Josh with McCabe on deck. Again, Josh is doubled and ground out to first. We're simulcast across Facebook and YouTube. There's a called strike, and it's a 1-1 count. Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network, both on Facebook and YouTube. And here comes the 1-1 to Josh. Ball 2. So 2-1 count. Now McCabe's on deck. McCabe struck out his first time up, grounded out to second his second time up. And there's only 1 out. There's 1 runner on, which is Connor, who walked. And there's ball 3 to Josh. So 3 balls, 1 strike. McCabe will be followed by Mason Pagan, who singled, scored, and then his first time up, and then grounded out to short his second time up. And here's the 3-1 delivery. Ball 4, and that's a second walk this inning issued by Jackson, his 4th overall. So 3 strikeouts, 3 walks by Jackson. Let's see. Coach calls timeout. Let's see if Jackson remains in the game. Assuming he will, but because it doesn't look like the coach is looking to take the ball away from him. No, he stays in the game. And we will continue. So runners at first and second, one out. With McCabe stepping in the batter's box. OutKasts trail by 4, 8-4. And they're threatening here in the fifth. It's a line shot down the right field line. That is foul. So close. Definitely would have scored one for sure. But instead, it's an 0-1 count to McCabe. And here's the pitch. Ball high. So 1 ball, 1 strike to McCabe. And here's the 1-1 from Jackson. 2-1, 1 out, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. No hits yet given up by Jackson. He's given up 3 walks. And the pitch. Foul ball. And we will do 1 and 2 again. And the 1-2 pitch. Ball high, and that is 2 and 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Bottom of 5. OutKasts trail by 4. Looking to extend that here. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 2 outs. So 4 strikeouts. Mason Pagan steps in with Colby on deck. Should it get to Colby, Colby has singled and doubled and scored a run. And here's the first pitch to Mason. Called strike. So no balls, 1 strike.
Mason, anything up the middle, bud?
And the pitch. Ball inside, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on. No runs across this inning yet. Again, amazingly enough, Jackson has not given up a hit yet. And the pitch. Ball outside. It's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of 5. OutKasts trail by 4. And the pitch. And that makes it 3 balls, 1 strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Mason. And here comes the 3-1. Swing and a miss, and that is a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runners will definitely be going on this pitch. As soon as Jackson lifts his left foot, which is the front foot on the mound, they will be gone. Nope. He turned, and it was a good watch by the OutKasts not to get caught off guard there by that, because the Hit Factory was thinking the same thing. All right, so here we go. Here's the payoff pitch from Jackson. There goes the runners. There's a pop fly into right field. There's no one near the offer. It drops in. It drops in. It's going to score at least 1. And Mason will go to second base on the throw. So an RBI single for Mason. That puts Josh on third on the throw. And scores Connor. So swing and a miss by Colby. So it's an 0-1 count. So the OutKasts have runners on second and third with 2 outs. They've cut it to an 8-5 ball game. I think that's Josh there. It looks like. Did I have it wrong? Yes, it is Josh. Okay, so Josh is at third. I was right. And Mason is at second. And it's a 1-1 count now to Colby. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Pop fly right here at the catcher. And he can't get to it in time. And that's going to be 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, and here's the pitch, ball high, and that's going to be 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Colby. 2 outs, 2 on, 1 run in. The tying run's at the plate. And here is the pitch. Foul tip, strike 3 into the glove, and that is 3 outs. And I think that is the ball game, folks. All right, so let's see. OutKast that inning got 1 run on 1 hit, left 2 on base. And the final score is OutKast 5, Hit Factory 8. All right, so we'll get ready here. The next game coming up is Palm Harbor Pirates and Southampton Knights. We'll get set up for that one. And look forward to you coming back and watching more action here on the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Again, this is Doc. Thanking you for joining us for this broadcast. Sponsored by Visit StPeteClearwater.com and Tampa Bay USSSA. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes.